Hi, this is Greg from Cigarettes After Sex, and you're watching CheckSound TV.
After a while, you, since 2012, or releasing singles and EPs, and finally you have an album coming out tomorrow, the 9th of June. What took you so long? Producer?
Oh, yeah. Actually, no, honestly, it was just being really picky about music and just being picky about what's going to come out. And it was so hard to, once we got the 2012 EP, it felt like it was just good, and it was hard for me to equal that again. And so I didn't know how I did it. It was like an accident almost. And it took years to kind of just get in the right situation. And I tried a lot of new records, tried new music, and it just wasn't good enough. So that's what took so long. Also, I had moved to New York. I had to had to get all new players for the band and stuff like that. And so there was kind of a few factors. Mostly going to New York, and also mostly just being really picky. Yeah.
So the musicians, it was hard to find the right team to play live, because it's really...
Yeah, very hard. And I was really lucky to find Jacob Tomsky on drums and Randy Miller on bass in New York. Philip Tubbs, keyboard player, I had met in El Paso, my hometown. We kind of started playing music together. But it's the hardest thing to find players that just want to play simple music, play for the song, and don't want to overplay and don't want to play a bunch of stuff that's unnecessary. And that's what I found with this band, is players that totally understand the style.
And Primavera Barcelona, and here it's the first concerts in Europe, or?
Oh no, we played quite a lot of Europe. Starting a year ago, we played, I think in March, we started playing Europe, and we've been playing Europe quite a bit now. Yeah, so.
With the new album, with new songs?
It was actually last year. It was just like we were kind of touring on the first EP in Affection, and then we'd play some new songs every so often, so we had new songs. It was stuff that people hadn't heard yet. So that's
and the songs were developing itself to get to the album.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, what's funny is like we had played Europe in March, and the album was actually mostly done. We'd already recorded a lot of it, but it didn't come out till now because of all the things I was telling you about. So it was kind of a strange thing. It was already done, kind of, and we were touring and playing all the old stuff, and yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
And, when you talk, you have a voice, and when you of course, this is a million time question. But how can you do such a different voice? It's really a mystery.
Yeah, I get that all the time. It's a compliment though, because I was really influenced mostly by female singers. I think I just loved like Françoise Hardy. I loved like Julie Cruz, or even like Connie Francis, like kind of these great girl singers, and I just wanted to sound like kind of captured their mood more than the guy singers that I liked. So I think it's a lot to do with that. I think, and it's my speaking voice is like this because the singing voice I want doesn't quite have to do with my singing voice, because it's lower. It's I love Leonard Cohen, but I don't want to sound like Leonard Cohen like when I sing. So it's kind of a different thing.
So Leonard Cohen influences you in terms of writing, but not in terms of voice. Or?
Not really. He's hugely influential. Probably one of my favorite writers. He is one of my favorite writers for what he did, like a song like Famous Blue Raincoat or Chelsea Hotel. But yeah, singing voice-wise, I'd want to sound more like the ones I just kind of listed. But I want to write like him. I want to kind of get that poetry across that he gets across, and his intimacy and things like that. But I like the other singers better than him. Yeah.
Have you seen the new season of Twin Peaks? Talking about...
No, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I'm curious about it, because that was hugely influential. Especially more even than Twin Peaks, the series, was the soundtrack. Angelo Badalamenti, and his music for that was just fantastic and really, really inspiring for this band.
Have you seen that video that Angelo explains because David?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen that. Yeah, where he talks about how David Lynch told him, just like he's like, what do you want to sound like? Oh, just make it sound like the wind or the the forest. Like I'll try, I'll try and see what I can do. That's an amazing song. The song they wrote, Mysteries of Love, that first song they wrote. But he said he was having a tough time at first, like trying to figure out what David Lynch was on about. Yeah.
Now what follows in terms of releasing the album, Europe, United States?
Yeah. Now we'll be in Europe pretty much all year, and we'll be in the States for like 2 months too. We'll be in Canada. We'll be back in Asia too. We've been doing Asia now. So we'll basically be all over the place, yeah. And we're really thankful to just have fans in every corner. Yeah.
Have you thinking of, for instance, a soundtrack, something like? Because I think your music is quite cinematic. It's really, and really because it reminds, of course, after the Cruise and to Twins and all the things from the 80s, alternative music from the 80s.
Right.
Thinking of course, female singers.
Totally. Yeah, we'd love to do a soundtrack somehow. If it totally came together where they said, "Hey, can we?" So I love a lot of new directors, and I think maybe we could figure out something and do this kind of great soundtrack for somebody and make a great film out of it. So it wouldn't be unheard of at all, and I would definitely be up to the challenge because I would love to win an Oscar for best score or something like that, or for best song, and that's the way you do it. You see, put out a movie, you do a soundtrack, and I love film composers, so if there's any way that I was in that kind of same world as, Ennio Morricone or Angelo Badalamenti or Nina Rota or all these huge composers I just love, film composers, I would love to just be in that same world.
In terms of videos, you also have nice videos for your title tracks that you release. Was it special to record to make those? Were you personally involved to make it?
Well, with the videos, we haven't quite done videos, but I think that maybe you might be referencing a lot of fans make videos for us, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, because we've been same thing like the music. We're so picky about videos. Where I haven't found the right director yet or anything, I feel like, and so it hasn't quite happened. But what I love is the fans are making all these videos and just doing whatever they want, and I think that's really endearing when the fans make their own videos. But we haven't quite done it. It's more people always ask when are you gonna do a video and stuff. We're oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so.